Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the end. The
Yeah,
end. The end. Mercifully, the fucking end.
yeah. Just end the season, right? Jets just end the season.
Yes.
I just want to say I'm sorry to all our Steeler friends out there. We let you down,
Yes, we
but
did.
it's what we do.
It's what
Try
we
being
do,
a Jet
man.
fan. Yeah,
Yeah, try. Yeah.
yeah. But Kevin,
Try being us for the last 6 weeks.
yeah. Again, Kevin, we talked about it, I think, last week. Uh, five teams were fighting for something, us being the sixth. Five teams did what they had to do. The Steelers needed a win today. Yeah, they needed some help, but they got themselves the win. They went out there and they played their asses off and they got themselves the win. And they might have found themselves a nice little quarterback,
Yeah, sure.
you know?
Wish we had one of those.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sorry, Kev. This just sounds, it may sound childish, it may sound whatever. At some point in that game, nothing against Flacco, but they had to bring Strevler in just to run wild, something
Yeah,
to,
something.
yeah,
Something to make it worth watching.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Kevin, I said this to you, and I know Jeff fans are going to tell me I'm crazy. Please continue to watch, like, and subscribe. I'm sorry, like, I'm angry right now. I know it doesn't show it because we've had a week to have this fester after the Seattle debacle. I don't see how this coaching staff and even Salah, who we all love, and Jet fans are madly in love with him, way more than I am. I like him, I'm not in love with him. How does this coaching staff survive? Seriously, like the whole coaching staff.
I don't know.
You have,
You collapsed.
yeah,
Talk about a collapse.
yeah. Well, let's
Complete,
talk about, go ahead. Go ahead.
complete collapse. 6 game losing streak.
Yeah,
That's how you end the season?
yeah. How about these numbers, Kevin? And this is all I'll have to say, and the rest will be just me and you talking like we always do. The Jets haven't won a game since November 27th. At that point, they were 7-4 and the talk of the town, even the sports shows. And since then, they went 0 for 6, giving up 66 points on defense while scoring, if my numbers are right, in the last 6 games. Now, let's go to the final 3 games where the defense has given up 18 points on average, while we scored 5 points per game on average. The 86 Bears couldn't win with this Jet offense, scoring 5 points a game in the last 3 games.
Listen, just listen to some of the numbers from today. Flacco
Go
18,
ahead.
18 for 33 for 149 yards. Our leading
Yeah.
rusher was Knight. 12 carries, what, 22 yards?
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
have those numbers, so whatever you say, I'll listen.
yeah, I mean, 11 first downs, 9 from passing, 1 from rushing, 1 from a penalty.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the only numbers I have is, and I go back to the last 3 games where everything was, well, the Miami game, we were already out of it, but the last 3 games, we have scored no touchdowns. That's 12 quarters, no touchdowns. We have scored a total of 15 points in 3 games for an average of 5 defense has given up 18 points per average in those 3 games. Your defense holds an opponent to 18 points. You have to win a goddamn game. So how is LaFleur going to have a job Monday morning? I don't care. That's the first head that has to roll.
How do you go from 7-4 to 7-10 and not and miss the playoffs by a game or two and not be held somebody not be held accountable?
Yeah.
Okay, injury. Oh, we got injuries. The offensive line. Okay, every team's got injuries. Every team.
Kevin,
Every
when
team.
injury,
Every team the good coaches find a way to plug in guys and make it work and change the game plan up a little bit and adapt to who they're putting in. Come on.
Good coaches know how to build a game plan around what's there that Sunday. Moose Johnson said it perfect today during the game. I don't know if anybody caught it or was listening. He says in football, everything changes from week to week to week. What happened in week 5 when you play a team or a team plays a team might not be the same team you're seeing in week 15. You have to design your play calling around what your weapons are and how to make them fit the system the best. And this team was just a joke in the inept. Is there a stronger word than inept? Because that offense was disgusting for the last 3 games. Yeah.
Sucked.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Kevin. Like, I'm also, and listen, the defense played great. I mean, I think when you average 18 points in 3 games, you should win. When your team for the last 6 games holds the opponent to 20 or less on defense, you should win.
Yeah, he can't score.
Keep his goddamn job.
You can't score. You can't score. How many times in the red zone in Minnesota? You could talk about the drop Barrios pass all you want, but how many times in Minnesota that day in the red zone came away with nothing?
Can't make the Barrios drop the pinpoint of how bad LaFleur's week 6 weeks. Did we have? Can you tell me if I'm wrong? I thought since the Minnesota game, from the Buffalo game on, we've only scored 2 touchdowns. Is that correct? The 12 points against Buffalo, did any of them come off of a touchdown?
I don't know. I don't remember.
13 points in Detroit. I know we had one touchdown in 5 games.
For the last couple of weeks, I've been sitting here like this. So.
I want to say from the Buffalo game on, the final 5 games, I believe we only scored 1 touchdown, but I could be wrong. That's a disgrace. And let me tell you, I heard a lot of call for Frank Reich to come in and be the offensive coordinator. And by golly geez, I am all for it.
He's not coming here. He's not coming here.
He played for us. There's some ties with Joe Douglas.
Yeah, I guess.
Kevin, I watched enough football, okay, that I see nowadays these kids coming out of college are smarter, faster, quicker. It hasn't picked it up, but I'm almost at the point now, Kevin, where I'm punch drunk. I really am. Watching this team makes me punch drunk, and I'm saying this because we want to blame Zach, and he's the easy target, but watching what LaFleur does, maybe it isn't Zach. I don't know. This is how dumb I am.
It's just a combination.
I don't know where to go anymore.
Maybe it's just a combination. Listen, you had 187 yards today.
Did Saleh want to help his buddy McDaniels out, Mike McDaniels out? Because at some point you have a chance to win, and you have 500 years old. You can't blame him. But how about trying some? Was Trevor even active today?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I really don't.
He wasn't on the inactive, so
I saw him in 2 plays. But again, there's no creativity, nothing. It's handoff up the middle, nothing. We saw nothing.
Well, like I think I said to you, I was watching the pregame warm-ups. Okay. Everybody's, you could see it was talking on the phone, There's Mims talking on the phone.
Really? You saw all that?
While,
Wow.
while warm-ups are going on. And
Yeah.
come on.
I don't know.
We were ready. We were ready to go play golf somewhere, I think. I mean, the fight. Come on, it was like
And
it
exactly,
was their
Kevin.
third string quarterback. What do you mean the fight?
Yeah. Yeah. No, Kevin, that's the problem, because if we could rewind 5 months ago, and we've talked to a number of Jet fans, and we listened to a number of Jet fans. I think 7-10, we might have said, wow, wow, wow. We're making those steps. But when you're 7-4 on November 20,
no
hold on.
excuse, man, no excuse.
When you're 7-4 on November 27th, and you beat the Bears without Justin Fields, but now I'm starting to think you might have bet for 6 games with everything on the line. That's when coaching has to ramp up. I really tell these players, we're almost at the finish line. The playoff is right there. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And this team took the opposite approach.
Showed up in bunny suits,
Grinch outfits.
Grinch out there. Yeah, I mean, it was funny. Yeah. Okay, but
I don't know. I knew this game meant nothing but pride for beating Miami, but the refs showed up at the right time to help Miami. Where was Quincy?
Collar, I know.
Where was Quincy Williams' horse collar?
There wasn't any.
And you know these refs get home. This was a boring game. Those last 2 plays where Flacco added out to Wilson, where's the pass interference? No, now you don't want to call it?
No, let's get out of here. Like they said on the post game. Yeah. The refs were like, let's get out of here. That's enough. We've had enough. We've had enough. I could make it.
Now they don't want to.
I could make it home in time for dinner.
Get a field goal. Yeah, the bullshit horse collar to move Miami up 10 to 15 yards, whatever it was, to make a goddamn field goal. And listen, Miami's happy. I get it. I would be happy too if I got into the playoffs, because you have to be in it to win it. But
yeah, but come on. They're a one and done, I think.
In the final 6 games, Kevin, we're averaging 11 points a game. 11 points a game on offense. That is disgusting.
Listen, we had 187 yards total offense to their 302.
Yeah. And listen, if I'm a Miami fan, sleep well tonight. You're in the playoffs, but I don't know what they're looking forward to. I don't know what holds the future for them next year. You should have, even with this third string quarterback, you should have crushed this Jets team.
Yeah, we were lifeless.
Thank God for our defense.
Yes. That at least played with some enthusiasm.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for some make-believe horse collar to help them kick that field goal, game might go into goddamn overtime. I'm just mad today, Kevin, because I feel like at a certain point, defense is it's a moot point, but I don't know what's going to next year. I know there'll be different players, a different mindset, but this defense is always going to play now with the thought that if we're not perfect, we might not win, because who knows what our offense could do. And I know next year is next year and whatever, but right now,
depends on who you bring in as quarterback
and coordinator. Let me ask you your opinion.
Is Woody pissed enough that it's coach too?
He was at the game today because supposedly he was at the door greeting everybody coming into the locker room. When the owner's on a road game.
Good job.
When the owner, listen, this is just my take. When the owner is at a road game that means nothing, somebody is not returning on this flight. That's my take. Now, I could be dead wrong, and that might be just me. Wishful thinking that someone's not going to return on this flight, because
that would be funny. No, it was nice weather down in Miami. It was warm today. We took the plane ride.
Yeah, he'll spend a week there.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to read the New York papers and hear all the shit they're going to get thrown at them this week. 15 points in the last 3 games, no touchdowns.
0-6. 0-6.
Yeah.
0-6.
And I believe, and you know what, Kevin? I believe, and I'm just talking off the cuff here from memories, and I love the defense, but I believe not a single turnover in these 6 games. I couldn't, but I don't think there was a single defensive turnover.
Was it 2?
2? All right, you might be right. You might be. I don't know. You might be right.
I don't know.
You might be right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But besides the point, 0-6.
Yeah.
0-6.
Yeah. I heard somebody say, oh, well, if the Jets never won those last 2 games and we could have got Trevor, we would have ruined Trevor. Trevor's got a coach. He's got a guy who knows how to handle quarterbacks.
Why can't we get the coach right, and why can't we get the
quarterback right?
Yeah.
Don't know. Now, let me ask you something, Kev.
Not to say that either one isn't the right one, but they sure don't as hell look like it, do they?
No. First off, and we said this, so it's not like, this is 2 years in the making. And Woody approved of hiring this youngster, and I know it was supposed to be Greg Knapp, but once Greg Knapp passed, God rest his soul, why wasn't another veteran brought in to help this younger staff, to look over this quarterback room?
Well, you've been seeing the things about Kubiak, maybe? That Saleh might reach out to him in the offseason to come in and do some stuff or something. So
come in and do some stuff, or come in and really help and work with our quarterback and maybe take over?
Well, you would hope that's what it is. They weren't very clear on what it would be for. So,
yeah, I didn't hear that. I just heard Jet Nation very high on Frank Reich because of, he was here once as a player for not too long, I think a year. His connection to Joe D, but something's got to give, Kevin. And I like Saleh. I'm not in love with Saleh. And
then I saw something about Peyton was putting together a staff already, no matter where he goes. And Reich was part of it.
Frank Reich, right? Yeah, so there you go. Maybe that's why the Reich is just a dream.
Yeah.
Just a dream.
But, but it's all just speculation, who knows?
Meanwhile, I'm going to say this to you, and please, somebody who watches our show, please tell me in the comments. The Giants on paper did not have anywhere near the talent we've had, or we thought we had. First year with the Giants, doubles in the playoffs. The Jaguars didn't have, in my opinion, and tell me if I'm wrong, half the talent we had on paper. And where are we? We're in 4th place in the AFC.
Yep. On the outside,
we're in 4th place in the AFC. Yep. We are in 4th place in the AFC East for 5 straight years now, maybe longer. Is it 7 straight years? I can't even recall.
Yeah, what the hell?
I can't even recall.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm sure it's longer than that even. Sure it's longer than that.
And listen, this team that we saw this year that we had high hopes for, it's got to look drastically different next year. And to do that, there are going to be some cuts, and there are going to be some cuts to players we don't want to go because their fan favorites are ours, but they probably have to go. Berrios being one of them. I relate Berrios to what oh my Bobby Valentine said. Sometimes you give these guys the big contract and they retire. And Berrios looks like he's retired, you know? I like Braden Mann as a punter. I think he's got to go. I think his days here are gone. Now, that's not freeing up a lot of money cutting Braden Mann, but, you know, everyone keeps saying you got to give Lawson one more year from the injury. That's fine, but at a pay cut. At a pay cut.
Well, that's what worries me about Hall. Man, and I don't care what anybody says. When that guy went out is when the whole team changed. The whole offense changed. He hid everything. He hid how shitty this offense was.
But then, Kevin, then that tells you right there, LaFleur is not the man for this job. Because year after year after year, we saw Tom Brady with shit do what he done with his offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Not their coordinator. I can't anymore. Like, I love this team. Like you said to me at one point today, you're going to stop watching. You're going to switch over the game. And I agreed with you. You should. But I couldn't. I sat there and watched, and I hate to make this comparison.
I went over to Buffalo, New England.
Yeah, I didn't. I watched this game in utter horror, like if it was a burning building. Like if it was a car crash where you're looking like, whoa, whoa. This team did nothing, and LaFleur just kept recalling the same call. Nothing, no trickery, no nothing.
Before the game, what did I say to you? I'm betting on the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, you did. And you even predicted the score 17-3. How convenient they gave that safety to cover the spread, right? Because it was 3.5 or whatever it was. And they threw in that safety. Because if you look at some of the apps like ESPN, some have it 9-6, some have it 11-6, some have, you know, whatever. What I put it down as 11-6.
I knew we were gonna go down there and do what we did.
Yeah.
You know, Flacco starting, this one out, that one out, this one ain't playing. That come on.
Yeah.
You knew that's how it was gonna go.
And let me say something, Kev. Let me tell you something. This is just my take. Joe Douglas already has to start doing his research on O-linemen in this draft and in free agency, because if Becton goes down again, we can't have this where now let's bring in Brown, let's bring in this guy, let's bring in whoever's off the scrap heap. No, have somebody ready in camp to go, because I don't know if Becton's ever coming back.
Who knows? That's why maybe you pick up another one. You know, you go find one in the draft again.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I know you have at 15. We'll have to start doing our research after the playoffs are over. Who's out there that we like at 15? I'm sure there's a ton of O-linemen out there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, even if you're bringing an O-lineman, you have to have somebody ready if Becton goes down, and not pulling somebody off this scrap heap, or somebody's cut him and he's on the waiver wire. Have somebody ready in camp to go. No,
I agree. Completely. What else? What else are you gonna say?
No. Then we could end the night right here, Kevin. It was a shit show. All I'm gonna say is that if the whole coaching staff gets fired, I'm not surprised. No, I'm really not. No. But you know what, Woody, you're our owner. I don't know how long you're gonna be our owner. If you decide to keep Saleh, hold on, Kevin. If you decide to keep Saleh, there's got to be a playoff mandate. Playoffs or bust. You're not in the playoffs. You're out of here. Put some pressure on these coaches.
First of all, I would be surprised if they got fired because it's unlike this organization to make a bold move like that. Okay, go for a Peyton, and go get Peyton, bring in Reich as the O coordinator. I mean, how serious are you about winning? So,
No,
you know,
you're right,
that's
Kevin. But if
I would be surprised because,
okay,
in my opinion, they're probably not going to fire anybody.
well, then you know what, Kevin? If that's the case and they don't fire anybody, then Woody's got to bring JD and all the coaches into the room and say, here's how it goes. All right? Playoffs or you're all canned. Playoffs or you're all canned. Because these coaches don't fear anything. Oh, if we don't, Woody said if we don't make the playoffs, we're okay.
Yeah.
Playoffs is not a mandate. Bullshit. And you know what, Woody? Put it out there so everyone knows.
How many times we heard our coaches say that, from Bowles to Gase to Sala?
Yeah.
It's not about the playoffs. It's not about the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's all about the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. You know what? I'm curious to see, because New England is now been knocked out of the playoffs, what Kraft says to Belichick about this coaching staff and if changes will be made, or does Belichick get to ride one more year with this team? Is this their quarterback, or is Kraft going to say, no, let's bring in a horse? Does he go for a Lamar?
Yeah.
Does he go for something crazy? Because he's an owner that wants to win, Kevin. You know that. Where Woody's an owner who wants the back pages.
They went into a tough spot today, though. Up in Buffalo in that game. That was a tough spot.
No,
it was hard to win there today.
I understand that, Kevin. My point being is that Kraft is an owner who's not going to stand for this.
No.
But yet we have an owner who never puts a playoff mandate on any of our coaches' heads. So our coaches could sit on the sideline in 6 games and just stay like that. Today, I think it was after the first series, they showed the quarterback sitting on the bench. 3 quarterbacks, 2 out of the 3 quarterbacks looking at the whatever you call those iPods, looking at the plays, whatever you call them.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the one quarterback not looking at it?
Who was it? I didn't see it.
Zach Wilson. Who else? Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he's always looking the other way.
Yeah. Joe Flacco's looking at the play. Mike White, who wasn't even in uniform, was inactive, was looking at it. And there was Zach sitting in the middle thinking about what mom he's.
Yeah, well,
how I feel. It's stupid as that.
Well, listen. Well, the coach told him to get your mind off of football. Go read a book. Go on vacation.
Yeah.
Go. You know what? Go enjoy yourself.
Read a book. I took that as not maybe tongue in cheek, like like educate yourself on how to deal with everyone in a locker room. Know how to handle all players, all people of all kinds. I think it was his way of saying that you're no longer in BYU. I'm sorry to put it out there like that. But what does that mean? Read a book. I think read a book means educate yourself, smart enough, learn how to deal with everyone, all teammates, everyone. You're not just dealing with you, you're dealing with everyone, from the receivers to the running backs to the O-line to the D-line. Your quarterback is the team leader. He's the man of all 53 players.
Yeah, but wasn't this part of your evaluation of him when he was a rookie, like what kind of character and leader he was?
Yes, Kevin. And me and you said it. You and I said it, that we were both worried that he wasn't made captain by his team, and everyone laughed at us. Oh, I don't think it's a big deal when somebody told me, oh, it's a big deal. I don't care that he wasn't captain. All right. Then why does he need to go read a book? The book is the book of life. Learn how to deal with everyone. Learn how to be a leader. Learn how to unite the team.
Made a killer throw down the middle, though.
Here's the other thing.
Rolled that left and just winged it down there.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, Kevin. It's so important to keep your quarterback upright and healthy. Healthy the most. 11 teams in the league this year started their quarterback for the full 17 games. Okay? All 11 of those teams have winning records. Okay? If the Lions win tonight, all 11 of those teams would have made the playoffs.
There you go. So
crazy.
What else?
Meanwhile, we had 4 quarterbacks, 7 wins, nothing to show. 12 years out of the playoffs. We hold the longest record for being out of the playoffs. Whoop-de-doo.
And you drop 6 straight in a row to lay another bomb on your fans.
Not only do you drop 6 straight, but in those 6 games, you average 11 points per game. The 86 Bears couldn't help you win averaging 11 points a game.
Nope.
3 games, the last 3 games of the season, 12 quarters of football, no touchdowns, 15 points, 5 points on average per game. Not even a touchdown. Even the Houston Texans today scored 4 touchdowns, I believe.
What the hell do you even say to that? What the hell do you even say?
And let me tell you, as bad as Sam Darnold was today, the Panthers won and finished 7-10, just like us. And they don't even have half the team we have.
Look at that, right?
Can we get Garrett Wilson some help? Can we get him another great receiver?
Whether it's free agency or the draft or
something.
I mean, because I don't think you see Corey Davis here next year. So
no. And Kevin, let me ask you.
What's he got a year? He's got a year left.
One more year, yeah. But I think if you cut him this year, there's no salary cap hit. But I could be wrong. That's the reason why we can't cut Tomlin. If you cut the cap hit is so bad, you're better off keeping him. So he's going to survive another year. I don't know anymore, Kevin. I don't know anymore. I just speak as a fan, and I'm disgusted. 12 years now. 12 years now.
And did you see the press conference, the post game?
No.
I know we had the playoffs right at our fingertips. We had it right at our fingertips.
Yeah. 12 years now.
Terrific.
That's 20% of my life gone. And I didn't see my team in the playoffs.
You had to win one of those games. One.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Couldn't get the quarterback right. Did not get the offensive coordinator right. I don't even know if we got the coaching staff right anymore. I really don't. You know, Tomlin's got to go. And meanwhile, they won 9 games. They finished with a better record than us, I believe. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who looked like they couldn't get out of their own way, finished the season when it really matters, winning their last 5 games. And now they're not only the division winner, fine, weak division, say what you will. They still won the division. They're still going to host a playoff game. We haven't been in the playoffs for 12 years. And as long as Peterson's there, Trevor Lawrence is going to get better.
Oh, yeah. Listen, he's going to get better anyway. Another one we missed out on.
But, Kevin, I just said earlier in the program, if we would have got him, there's no guarantee we would have ruined him.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what else to say. And
they would have been calling him a bust already.
Yeah. And listen, there's going to be a million different takes over the next couple of weeks and this and that. you know what, Kevin, I'm going to say this right now. I'm a diehard, but I am done. When we end this podcast, when we come back next week, it'll be all about the playoffs. I really can't. Like, this shit rips the heart out of me year after year after year.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Year
All right.
after year.
So instead of doing it by Halloween, you waited till Christmas to kick us in the balls.
They haven't won it. Let's put this in perspective. It's
That's
January.
what you did. That's what you did.
I know, Kev. Let's put it in perspective. It's January 8th, and the last time we won a game was November 27th. Yeah. November 27th.
So we had a happy Thanksgiving, right? And then as for Christmas and the New Year,
we haven't won a football game in 43 days. 42 days, whatever, 42 days. We haven't won a football game in 42 days.
They fought like hell though.
Yeah. What's that?
They fought like hell though, right? A lot of fight in this team.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure, Kevin, because Kevin, there's gonna tell people out there who tell you this team did have a lot of fight. It was all a flaw. And they might be right. This offense was bad. But you know what? The defense, even as well as they played, had stupid penalties at critical times. I don't want to act like the defense was 100% perfect.
And if you're as bad of an ass of a defense as you claim you are, there's games you just close it out, man. You close it out.
A turnover, something.
You know? Same the whole team even.
Yeah.
You allow what kind of touchdown return, punt return against the Patriots to lose the game? What? On special teams? What? What?
How about this, Kev?
That's how you lose? What?
Yeah. No.
What?
Listen, Kev, we have this core of, and I'm going to shoot out some names, AVT, Bryce Hall, Sauce Gardner, Jarrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Michael Clemens, Quincy Williams. You know, we have this nice little nucleus. Mm-hmm. Elijah Moore. Who else am I missing? For now, we'll say those guys. All right, Quinn and you, son, if rookies that we drafted in the last 2 or 3 years, if we keep losing games, they're not going to want to be here. They're not going to.
They're going to want to go somewhere where they can win, of course.
Exactly. And a lot of these kids came from winning programs in college. They don't know what it's like. Gary Wilson probably hasn't lost 5 games in 4 years. He lost 10 this year.
Well, you can see sometimes in his post-game interviews, he's like,
man, I don't know. Every time I think I know football, the Jets make me question.
Every time you think you have the football answers,
everything there is,
they change the questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then how funny was it, Kev? Earlier in the week, the hype train, the Jet fans, all of us got this hype train. Oh, there might be an 8 seed, and we could get in, and this, and this. Please, did you really want that? The NFL looked at it and said,
and then you would have watched, and then you would have watched this today.
Yeah, the NFL said we can't afford to have the Jets in here and embarrass our product.
And then
that's why the refs helped Miami at the end. They wanted to see Miami win and get in. Horse collar my ass. When is the back? I thought a horse collar is when you get your hand under the shirt in the pad like that. I didn't think it was when you pull back at the jersey. Horse collar. 15 yards, up with the field goal. What bullshit. But anyway, I don't want to blame the refs. The team scored 6 points.
No, yeah, that had nothing to do with that. First of all, it was a crap game by two crap ass teams. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was brutal to sit there and watch that today. Brutal, brutal.
Kevin, yeah, agree. I got one quick question for you. Do we beat the Houston Texans if we played them today?
No,
I don't think so either. Houston
No.
scored 32 points today. We scored 15 points in 3 games.
we don't beat the Jaguars.
Indianapolis
We don't.
Colts.
We don't beat the Falcons. We don't beat the. You can run through the list. Go ahead. Think of somebody we beat.
Well, I'm talking about teams who had a worse record than us.
I mean, out
The
of the whole
Colts had
30,
nothing.
I mean, out of the whole 32. Think of one we beat.
Yeah.
If we played them today.
Yeah.
I can't come up with one.
I don't know.
I can't come up
don't know.
with one. No, I can't come up.
And you know what, Kevin? You take away that miracle in Cleveland, because that's what we're gonna call it, the miracle in Cleveland. This team has 6 wins.
Same in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
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 And you know, and if you look at those games, wasn't it Brees Hall that set up that our ability to win those games, if I remember correctly.
Listen, you might be right when you said Brees Hall was such a talent, such a gem. He hid Mike LaFleur's flaws.
Absolutely.
This is why because if you're a good coordinator, you know how all your plays and how to position them. So when one goes down, you're not, my God, our season's over. Oh, why me? You know how to play with the other talent around you. This is where LaFleur's got to go. We should not, in 24 hours, there should be some heads rolling, but I don't think there will be. I want there to be, but I don't think there will be.
And we made the trade for James Robinson. Why? Why did we do that? The guy's never active. What the hell did you trade for him for?
I heard the Jets really like him. They were worried about, and this might be a joke, they were worried about him gaining those yards where they had to give a higher draft pick back to Jacksonville. So they would have rather benched him so he didn't get those yards. That makes no sense to me. I heard that from someone. I just listened, you know.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Time for me to go
but my point is just another brainless move. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Kevin? At least the good news is on Saturday when we come back on, we could talk playoff football and talk about some real good teams and matches. Right. We'll have fun doing that.
Exactly.
You know? Anyway, brother, that's it for me. I'm done.
One more thing before we're talking about the playoffs. What do you think about the neutral site AFC Championship if you have Bills, Chiefs?
You know, Kevin, I think it was the best thing that football could have done. There was no way they were going to get that game in. There was no way they were going to get that game in. And I think it was the best they could have done, you know? I don't know what else to say. I'm more happy and more excited for DeMar Hamlin, his recovery, and how everyone united, and you felt that hurt and you felt that pain, and you prayed, and now he's on the mend. And let's keep praying, and let's hope he keeps getting better.
That's all you can do.
Better. As far as football's the neutral site, I don't think they had no other choice but that, you know. But yeah. All right, brother. I'll talk to you Saturday. Playoff football.
All right, man.
6 days away. Can't wait.
Another glorious ending to the season. Right?
Yeah.
Hammer the nail down in the coffin.
Yeah.
Throw the dirt on.
Yep. Wow. 6 in a row. 3 games without a touchdown. 6 games with maybe 2 touchdowns, possibly only 1. Disgrace. Again, with those numbers, I don't see how any of these guys survive this, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, Kev, we'll talk.
I say they all survive.
You might be right.
We'll see. All right. We'll
You
see you
might be
guys
right.
next.
I hope
We'll
not.
see you guys next. You and me both. We'll see. I can
Yeah.
tell you a few that should go, but we'll save that for next week. So
Okay. Sounds good. Yep.
you
All right,
guys,
brother.
you
Be
guys
good.
enjoy the game tonight. All right. If your team's in, congrats, and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
And until then, get up. Talk to you later.